Hey guys, welcome back. So for today's video, we're going to be doing a get ready with me using the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So let's get started. So first I'm going to prime my eyelids. As always, I'm going to be using the Benefit Stay Don't Stray. And I really like this eyeshadow primer because it adds some coverage. So if you have pigmentation on your eyelids, you can cancel that out using this eyeshadow primer. I'm just going to set that using the eyeshadow Buttery also from Anastasia, but this one's in the Artist palette, so if you don't have this palette you can just use any eyeshadow that matches your skin tone. So I think I'm going to go for a more natural, just easy, everyday look. Watch I say that and I end up with a smoky eye. First I'm going to take the shade Golden Ochre and I'm going to put that in my crease. So I'm just going to apply it with a big fluffy brush. By the way, this was a 232 brush from Smith. I'm just going to pick up a smaller blending brush and pick up the shade Raw Sienna. And I'm also going to put that in the crease, but right a little bit below where I just applied the Golden Ochre shade. Then I'm going to pick up this orange shade called Realger, and I'm going to put that on my outer corner, but just on my lid area. And I'm just going to use the tip of the brush basically to blend out the harsh lines here. And one thing I will say about her eyeshadows is if you're not careful, you do end up with a lot of fallout. I typically tap off my brush a couple of times before going in so I don't get fallout, and just to avoid going in with too much product to begin with and not being able to blend it out. Now I'm going to go in with this shade here, and I'm going to put that on my eyelid where I left it blank. And here when I get to where the cream shade meets the red, I'm just going to tap it here so they kind of blend into each other. Then I'm actually going to go in with the same shade that I just picked up, this one here, and put that on my brow bone. I'm actually just going to cheat a little and go into the Artist palette and use the shade Buttery. I'm just going to place that overlap with the other one because the other one had a little bit of a pink tint to it, not my cup of tea. And I'm just going to pick up the blending brush that we used at the beginning and make sure we don't have any harsh lines. I'm going to go in with the Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water, and I'm going to clean up the fallout. So for primer, I'm going to be going with this Makeup Forever Step 1 Color Correcting Primer, which is the green one, to color correct the redness I have on my face. If you have redness on your skin just like I do, this primer is amazing for that. It really color corrects. I've tried other green primers and they don't do as good of a job as this one does. I'm gonna go ahead and just use a beauty blender to blend it out. Now I'm gonna go in with the Dr. Brandt Pores No More. And this one I usually just put here on my cheeks and then on my nose, sometimes on my forehead and my chin, just to make sure everything's smooth as possible. I just get some oil, and it tends to be up here where my eyebrows are, which is like the weirdest thing because I feel like I've never heard anyone say the eyebrow area. I feel like it smells like cayenne pepper or like cinnamon. I don't know, something like that. If you have this, tell me if you think it smells like cayenne pepper or cinnamon. And for foundation today, I'm going to use the Too Faced Born This Way My shade is the warm beige. And just dot it on one side of my face and on my forehead. Okay, I'm gonna try to do it without that handheld mirror and just use the mirror in front of me so I'm not like in the way. And if you like full coverage foundations and you haven't tried this one, I highly recommend it. It gives such a natural finish, but at the same time it gives you pretty much full coverage. I'm gonna go ahead and build up in this area where I have a lot of scars. See how it just covered all those scars and freckles? Oh, I love this foundation so much because it gives you full coverage with a natural finish, and that's really hard to come by because you know most foundations with full coverage are like really cakey looking. It's not cakey at all from what you can see. Looks really natural, and the shade selection actually has yellow undertones, which are also hard to come by. So now to color correct my under eyes, I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Orange Corrector. Use the Beauty Blender to blend that out. And for concealer, I'm going to be using the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NC30. And if you have a small forehead and you want to make it look bigger, you want to go ahead and highlight a lot more than what I did here. But my forehead's ginormal as is, so we're not going to highlight that much. And to blend that out, I'm just using this little beauty blender. This is a blusher one, or I think it's called blusher. It's for cream blush, but I love it for the under eye. It fits perfectly. And to set that, I'm going to use this Sonia Kashuk Glow Powder. I love this setting powder right here. I barely started a hit pan. I've been using this thing forever. I forgot about it recently. But I found it and I'm back on it. It just keeps breaking off since I already hit pan. It's kind of just falling into pieces now. See that finish it gives? Oh my god, I freaking love it. Set my nose and where I applied concealer up here. To set the rest of my face, I'm going to use this Flower Beauty powder foundation and just a big fluffy brush. So I just ran powder through my brows. I had used the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Ash Brown. And then I went in with the Anastasia Pro palette with the powders in it. And used the colors Dark Brown and Ash Brown. And then I mixed those two and I basically put those over where I applied the pencil, just to kind of set them in place even longer. The brow pencil does tend to fade sometimes throughout the day depending on how oily my brow area gets, and the powder just locks it all in place. And I also set it with a clear brow gel, but I don't do that until the end when I'm done with all the powders. So now to bronze, I'm going to use MAC Give Me Sun bronzer, and I'm just going to apply that on my forehead. And my cheek area. And then to contour, I'm using the Wet n Wild Megaglo contouring palette in the shade Dulce de Leche. And I'm just going to be using the bronzer shade or the contour shade. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of the Laura Mercier translucent loose setting powder, and I'm gonna apply that on my under eyes. I'm not gonna put it on my, like, right on my under eye, just because sometimes it dries them out a little bit too much. So first I'm gonna pick up the shade Warm Taupe and just put that on the entire lower lash line. So my battery died. Hopefully everything looks the same. I think the lighting kind of looks the same. I left off on my lower lash line. I think I'm going to change it up a little bit because the colors look really similar. I'm just going to add more brown on the lower lash line. I'm going to use some Cyprus Umber, which is that brown shade, and just apply that on the lower lash line. First, I think I gotta dust off that powder that I put on. I can't even see it anymore. And just do a light contour. Just to add dimension back into my nose. And to line my waterline, I'm going to use the MAC Eye Kohl in the shade Costa Riche. For mascara, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. I'm going to set everything with the Smashbox Primer Water. And for my highlight, I'm going to be using the That Glow Kit from Anastasia also. And I'm going to use the shades Sunburst and Dripping in Gold.
I freaking dug my finger in that. Oh my gosh.
I'm going to use Dripping in Gold first, and then I'm going to go over it with Sunburst. Over down my nose. Cupid's bow, and also down here on my chin. Now I'm going to go over it with this Sunburst shade. Like I said earlier, I'm going to finish off my brows with the clear brow gel from Anastasia. A lot of Anastasia products today. And I like to do this whenever all the powders and stuff are done because they seem to cling to the brows sometimes. So for my lips, I'm going to be using the MAC lip liner in the shade Subculture with the Anastasia liquid lipstick in the shade Stripped. So here's the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed getting ready with me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. I'm gonna give it the, oh my, are you serious right now?
Oh my god, are you serious right now?
The Smashbox. Why am I looking in the viewfinder?
Why do I keep looking to the motherfucking viewfinder?
They relax.
My lips don't look ashy as hell. Cause they're like a little dry and I try to exfoliate them. I'm not already getting butthole lips.
It's modern. I thought that was a smoke alarm. No.